Hello, aspirants. Welcome to C4S, a mentorship platform which is specially designed to help students ace major competitive exams like the NABARD, RBI, CB, SIDBI, EDI, and AIC. And today's sessions is specifically dedicated to a PYQ of RBI paper 2023, one of the important questions asked related to phrasal verb selection. Phrasal verb selections along with sentence error, along with filling the blanks, RC is an important questions of any of the banking exams. So what important things you need to consider while solving such type of questions is understanding what the sentence demands. What is actually the meaning of the sentence? You need to be familiar. You need to understand each and every word, what the sentence is trying to tell you. Second thing, which is important aspect of solving such type of questions is understanding the meaning of the idioms or the phrases given in the above options. Yeah, in the given options, what is actually the meaning of the phrases? Why this is necessary? Because it gives you actually an idea ki what which phrase or which idioms will fit into that particularly sentence. So that is why understanding the meaning of idiom and phrases. Next thing which is important is also you should understand what is the tone of the sentence, yeah, what the tone demands of that particular sentence, so that accordingly you can pick up your select your correct phrase and fit it into the blanks. So let's quickly get into an insight as to what were the questions asked during this RBI phase 2023 paper. In the question below, two sentences have been mentioned. As you can see, two sentences are already mentioned below the question with a blank in each of the sentence, and a blank is given. Yeah, a blank is left in each of the sentence. You have to select from the given options one of the phrases. As you can see, 5 options are given, and from that 5 options, you have to select the correct option which will fit in both the blanks. Okay, this thing you have to remember ki these two blanks will carry with itself the same type of phrase which will fit according to the meaning of the sentence. So let's quickly read the sentence. Despite his notable contributions to the project, John's colleagues often felt overshadowed as his penchant for self-promotion and desire to dash during presentations and discussions undermined the collaborative spirit and overshadowed the collective efforts of the team. Now, what you have to do, first of all, as I said, understand the meaning of what is the sentence trying to tell you. Now let's once again read it so that quickly you can understand. Now, despite his notable contributions to the project, means how much ever contribution he has done to the project. Yeah, notable means which is noticed. The contributions which he had done to the project, the John's colleagues, John's friends often felt overshadowed. Often felt overshadowed means they often were under, they felt as if they are being neglected as is penchant. Now penchant is something that you like very much. Okay, penchant is a meaning, so which of thing which you like very much for self promotions. John's colleagues, what they felt, they were overshadowed because John had this liking for self promotion and desire to dash during presentations and discussions. And dash is, now you have to select any of the idioms. During presentations and discussions, undermined the collaborative spirit and overshadowed the collective efforts of the team. So इससे accordingly हमें एक idea मिलता है कि भले ही जॉन का जो भी contributions है उस project में, John's colleagues often felt overshadowed, often felt left out because John had that self-promotion and desire which he gave out during presentations, and that this undermined the collaborative spirit, the spirit which the efforts the team gave. All these things were overshadowed by John's desire and penchant for self-promotion. Okay, this is the understanding we get of the phrase. Now let's see. Before moving on to the next sentence, let's see what are the options given for the phrases. Now, hue and cry. What is meaning of hue and cry? Hue and cry is actually meaning a loud public or outcry. Okay, a loud cry or a protest you actually give out in a public. So that is the meaning of this phrase, and it is not suitable here as because here the your sentence demands or seeks attention is the context is generally talking about seeking attention or being self-centered, and it doesn't shows any of the public complaints related to this. So this idiom is actually out of the scene. Next is dragging a crate. Dragging a crate, it is not actually a common idiom, but it shows something, a very slow task, okay, a very slow or laborious task. It's related to labor or work. Okay, so here also it doesn't show anything which is showing his slow task and all that such stuff. So this also sentence is not suitable, as it doesn't give this attention of self-centeredness or attention seeking his overall or overshadowing others. So this idiom also is out of the scene. Then next is hawk the limelight. Hawk the limelight, here it means getting more attention or to take or get more attention or ask for more attention than anyone else in the situation. Now, if we see from this sentence, this idioms actually fits in, because here we can see this John's efforts, where John is asking for more attention, or John's want to seek more attention, and this thing of John's is overshadowing all the collaborative spirit and the collective efforts of the team. So this idioms very well fits into this plan. Now, before selecting this thing, what you have to do, you just read the another sentence whether this idiom will fall in this zone also. So let's read it. Amidst the intricate dance of egos and aspirations within the creative industry. Amidst, yani in between the intricate is your delicate. Okay, delicate dance of egos and aspirations within the creative industry. Certain individuals unabashedly, you can say it means without embarrassment or shame. Okay, it means without embarrassment or shame or without guilt. There's insatiable hunger. Insatiable means having a very desire, a very large hunger for attention, overshadowing the collective brilliance of their peers, stifling collaboration. Stifling collaboration is related to preventing or hindrance or of something related to teamwork, which of someone's teamwork, it is being hindered or it is prevented. Someone's effective teamwork or sharing of ideas is being prevented by someone else. Okay, and perpetuating means enhancing a culture of self-centeredness. So as you can see, both of the sentence demands the same thing. Both of the sentence is talking about self-centeredness, seeking attention. So obviously this idiom is also suiting according to this sentence. This is the need of the idiom for this particular sentence. So that's we can select this sentence. Now, when we get an idea, if this idiom actually fits in both the sentences, what we can do, we can just select this correct idiom, correct phrase, and leave the rest, because obviously you can't have two correct options, right? But what I do, I just explain you the meaning of other phrases also, so that you know actually what is the idea. Burn the bridge is, to actually destroy one's path. One's path or connections or relationships, you can say these things also. Okay, so burning the bridge is actually destroying relationships, connections. Sleeping like a log, sleeping obviously means sona, and sleeping like a log means sleeping very deeply, in deep sleep or deep slumber. Very deeply. Slumber is also related to sleep. Okay, slumber is also used for sleep. So this is the meaning of this phrase. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. In the realm of economic policy, Policy makers strive to strike a delicate balance between allocating resources efficiently and maximizing the dash, wherein the optimal utilization of available funds yields the greatest impact and value for the desired outcomes, navigating the fine line between cost effectiveness, equitable distribution, and long term sustainability. Now, let's understand very quickly what is the meaning in the realm of economic policy. Now, realm is actually an area of activity or knowledge. Okay. So, in this economic policy area, policymakers, what they do, they strive. They strive means they try to strike a balance between allocating resources efficiently. They what they do, they allocate. Allocate means they give out, hand out resources efficiently and maximize the dash. Wherein the optimal utilization of available funds, wherein this optimal or the best utilization of the available funds, it yields the greatest impact. It gives out the greatest impact and value for the desired outcomes, for the best outcomes, and wherein it also navigates the fine line between cost effectiveness, equitable distribution, and long-term sustainability. So this is overall more of the thing is focusing on, you can say, the best value or the return of something when in terms of money, in terms of you can say value, in terms of sustainability. So all this is thing is talking basically about that. Next sentence also, let's see before picking up the correct idiom. As consumers increasingly seek value and efficiency in their purchasing decisions. Now, consumers definitely they will ask for value. They will ask for the best value and efficiency in whatever they are purchasing, in whatever they are taking. Business must constantly innovate. Whatever thing is going on here, whatever things the businessmen are coming up, they should constantly innovate. Innovate means get transformed, get changed, and refine their offerings, refine their things when they are offering to the customers to avoid a compelling dash, leveraging competitive pricing strategies, wherein what they do, all these things, when consumers ask for value, ask for efficiency, the businessman must constantly innovate and refine their products. Also, they must look out for pricing strategies. Their product should be quite different from the others. Plus, it should offer an exceptional customer experience wherein they get their best value, and also the customer should agree in the terms of its loyalty. They should go along with the customer loyalty, because only when you get a good product, the customers agree on that. Okay, so this thing is what is actually. Now let's see the idioms before selecting the correct one. Bang for the buck. Now, bang for the buck is actually getting the best value or return of the money. Okay. For the money spent. So this basically deals of customer relationships only, where you get the, when you spend on something, you get the best outcome of it. So obviously this thing can very well fit in the correct, this idiom I think is the best one, because here what it demands, as we can see, whenever in terms of cost, in terms of product, the customers generally, the users generally seek the best value or the best return for their money. So bang for the buck is the best option which is suited for this fill in the blanks. But let's see what are the meaning of other fill in the, other idioms also. So whenever this is any question, some other questions is asked, you get an idea actually this is the meaning of this particular idiom. Fish rots from the head. Now, fish rots from the head is actually meaning that when an organization or a system fails, it is the leadership that is the root cause. Okay, with root cause of any organization's failure or a system is actually the leadership, the leaders who is responsible for the failure of an organization. Okay, so leadership, you can say leadership, it is what is actually the root cause of failure. Fish rots basically is a negative term, so you can say this is related to failure. To bite the dust. To bite the dust means to fail or fall in defeat. So next is elephant in the room. Elephant in the room is an issue which is being ignored, on problem or an issue which is being ignored. Slay your dragon. Slay your dragon is the meaning to overcome personal challenge or fear. Significant or an important challenge or fear. We need to overcome. Slay. Slay means just overcome your fear, challenge of. Okay. So this bang for the buck is the correct option. Now let's quickly jump on to the next question. Despite the severity of the crime committed, the lenient sentencing of a mere community service order for a repeat offender can be seen as nothing more than dash failing to serve as an adequate deterrent or impart a sense of justice to the victims and society at large. Now, despite the severity of the crime, what the sentence is telling, when even though the crime is too much, of who? Of a repeat offender. Offender is one person who has committed the crime. Despite the seriousness, the severity of the crime he or she has committed, the lenient sentencing of a mere community service order means whatever sentence, whatever terms and he is sentenced to, it is not nothing more, because it is failing as him to serve as an adequate deterrent. Deterrent is actually something that should stop you from doing something. So it doesn't stop him from doing something, or neither it imparts a sense of justice to the society or the victims at large, because once and thing repeat, he is repeating the mistake, the blunder he is committing. He is repeating the crime he is committing. So giving him again a sentence or giving him actually a punishment holds at all no value. Okay, it's actually imparts nothing as a sense of justice either to the society or the victim at large. So next, the regulatory agency's decision to impose a nominal fee on the corporation found guilty of gross negligence and environmental violations is seen by many as nothing more than a symbolic dash, lacking the teeth to truly hold the company accountable for its actions and ensure meaningful change in their practices. Now, when this regulatory agency decided to impose a nominal fee on this corporation who was found guilty of what? Gross negligence, and that corporation also had committed some violations, some environmental violations. So when a nominal fee was imposed on this corporation by this regulatory agency, it was nothing more than what? A symbolic actually what? Symbolic, like nothing means it was a very light punishment, or very, you can say, nothing for any serious offenses that corporation had done. So it also lacked the teeth to truly hold the company accountable for its actions. When such things was avoided, even though committing such a huge negligence and violating the rules, giving them less punishment actually is not at all holding the company accountable. It doesn't give the company accountable for its actions, and in fact, it doesn't ensure meaningful change in their practices, because when a severe uh, crime is done, unless and until this related to the severity of the crime, if a proper punishment is not imposed, then nothing is actually working for the betterment of the person who has done the crime. So this thing, both are on the same terms, talking about related to things which has been violated, related to fines which has been imposed, or related to the crimes which here the person is committing, and here the you can say a corporation is committing. So let's see which idioms will fit in. Now, a taste of your own medicine. Taste of your own medicine basically means experiencing the same unpleasant treatment that one gives to others. Okay. Experiencing same unpleasant treatment given to others. So these sentences are actually not talking about lenient punishment, even not talking about karma or any poetic justice. So this idiom does not fit in for this. Now, slap on the wrist is basically related to mild or light punishment. Okay, less punishment, very, you can say a very light punishment for a serious offense. Okay, so here you can say this term will fit in both of this, because here both of them are committing a very heinous crime, a very severe crime, yet they are not getting that much punishment for what they actually deserve. So slap on the wrist is the correct, I think, idiom is the best option which will suit in both of the blanks, because here even though you can see in this sentence this offender is committing, he is getting a very slap, he's getting nothing more than a slap on the wrist, and here also he's getting nothing more than a symbolic slap on the wrist, because in spite of that, even then also their change in the behavior cannot be at all seen after doing such serious crime. Okay, so this is the best option. Now back to the drawing board basically means to start with a new plan or to start over after a failure. All Greek to me is something that is hard to understand. Okay, Greek is actually, you can say, a language which is not able to understand by many, in fact, majority of the people. So that's why all Greek to me is just an idiom which says which something very difficult to understand, difficult or hard to understand or decode. Bakers doesn't implies generally. This idioms have in fact is very familiar and have come quite a lot time in the exams. It's related to 13. Okay, doesn't actually implies 12, but bakers doesn't here implies 13 in number. So it is completely irrelevant here also. Okay, so that's why this thing is not at all implied over here. So that was what was covered in today's sessions. For more information, or for more knowledge, or for more questions like such, you can log into a Telegram channel. You can also email us at c4scourses@gmail.com. Also visit our website for any queries, any doubts. In fact, even you can connect us on a Telegram channel through an English section specifically dedicated to study such type of or practice such type of objective as well as descriptive part. So I hope this session has been informative and helpful for you all to understand why this questions, why this answer is being selected for this question. For more such information, you can be connected to a platform. That's all for today's sessions. Have a good day. Thank you.